Help video and behavior algebraically. So we have to find the end behavior depending on what function is given to us. So the function f of x is defined below. What is the end behavior of f of x? Now it's important to know these, you guys. So if the leading coefficient is positive and the highest degree is even, then it's up, up. If the leading coefficient is positive and the degree is odd, it's down, up. And if the leading coefficient is negative and it's an even power, then it's down, down. And if it's a negative odd, then that means the leading coefficient is negative and the degree is odd, meaning it'll go up and down. So that's important. So let's take a look at our function. Now, which one has the highest degree? And it's this one, right? And notice, it's a negative, and the highest power is 6, which is an even. So that means where our attention will be focusing on negative, even. So that is what our graph is going to look like. Our graph is somewhat going to look like this. The end behavior is going to go down, and the right-hand side is going to go down. Now I'm just doing a sketch model of that so that we can just see what our graph kind of looks like, and then from here we can get our end behavior. So I encourage you guys to write this down too, because this will help you guys when x and y are going to infinity and negative infinity and so forth. So let's first look. Now, as x approaches to the right, notice all of these, you guys, say as x approaches infinity, right? Which means as you move along towards the right. So what is happening to our y as you are moving to the right? Well, let's take a look. If you guys were to put your mark here, as you move along to the right, notice y, or f of x, you approach negative infinity. As you move along the right, as x approaches infinity, f of x is approaching negative infinity. So that means it can't be either of these two, it has to be one of these two. It can't be the first two, it has to be two of the bottom choices. Now, you know that as x approaches negative infinity, guys, that means as x is approaching towards the left. So if you look at the graph, as you guys approach to the left, notice you're also approaching negative infinity, your y value, because you keep on going down, 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 down. So this one wouldn't be it, and this one would be your guys' answer. It's all about knowing your guys' image of your end behavior, and then from the image decide which end behavior is the most appropriate. So we will look at another one. I'm going to bring this down with us. Oops. Alright, so let's take a look at this one. So remember, let's look at the one with the highest degree, the term with the highest degree, which is this one. Notice, it's negative and it has an odd power, right? So that means our attention will be looking at negative with an odd power. So we know our graph looks something like this. Something like that. Now, let's analyze. So I'm going to write down my infinity signs and negative infinity signs. I'm just going to plot it anywhere. So as x is approaching infinity, which means moving to the right, what is your f of x doing? It's approaching negative infinity. As you move to the right, f of x is going down. So as x approaches infinity, y is approaching negative infinity. As you move to the right, you are going down. So which option is that first? it's one of these two. So it can't be these two, you guys, because look, the y says it's going up. But that is not true. Y is not going up. Y is approaching negative infinity, and it's going down. So it can't be those last two options, and it has to be one of the upper two. So let's take a look. As x approaches negative infinity, meaning going to the left, what is f of x doing? It's going up. As x is approaching negative infinity, which means going to the left, f of x, or y, is going up. So, which option is that one? That is this one. Y is going up. So, you cross off the second one, and it has to be your guys' first option. Gonna bring this along with us. Okay. Spot the highest degree. Here's your guys' highest degree, right? Notice it's positive and it's an even. Positive and it's an even. So we're focusing on this one right here. So your graph is going to look like this, right? So since you guys know it goes up, up, as x approaches infinity, right? Which means going to the right, f of x is going up. As x approaches infinity, y is also going up, which is approaching infinity. So, as x approaches infinity, y is approaching infinity, so we can eliminate this one, and you guys can eliminate that one. Because that's the one where it says y is approaching negative infinity, which is false. Now, let's see what happens when x approaches negative infinity. As x approaching negative infinity, which means going to the left, y, or f of x, is going up. So which one demonstrates that? That is this one right here. Can't be this one, because that says y is approaching negative infinity when it's going up. And lastly, let me bring my material over. Okay, for this one, highest degree is this one, right? So that's a positive and that's an odd, right? Positive odd, you guys, is this one. So you know our graph is going to look like this. So as x approaches infinity, which means going to the right, f of x is going up, or y is going up. So as so they're asked, so well, they reversed it. So we'll just go in reverse. So all these say as x approaching negative infinity. So as x approaching negative infinity, which means going to the left, f of x is going down, or y. So that means it's one of these two. So it can't be this one, can't be this one. Okay, now as x approaches positive infinity, which means going to the right, f of x is going towards infinity. So which one is that one? That is that one. And that's how you guys do your homework or your review on end behavior algebraically.